There's something in your wallet right now that's repelling money and you don't even know it. Every time you open your wallet, an invisible energy leaks out. Like microscopic crystals of scarcity are clinging to the leather, the folds, the cards, creating a magnetic field that pushes prosperity away. You feel it, don't you? That strange resistance whenever you need to spend money. That feeling that your wallet is a black hole where money disappears but never reappears. Kat knew why. Before she passed, she discovered that wallets become energetic portals. They can attract infinite abundance or repel all prosperity. It all depends on a simple substance you have in your kitchen right now. Salt. But it's not just any salt. Not any form. And definitely not in the way you're thinking. My name is Rachel, and until 6 months ago, my wallet was a financial graveyard. I'd put money in, and it would die. Literally. The energy of the money would dissipate, as if invisible crystals of poverty were sucking its life force, until I discovered that Kat had left specific instructions on how to transform any wallet into a magnet of wealth using sea salt. But why have they hidden this from you? Because a wallet magnetized by the correct salt can attract more money in a week than some people earn in a year. And there are forces that profit from keeping you financially dependent. The secret you're about to learn has been laboratory tested. Yes, laboratory tested. Russian scientists in the 80s discovered that sea salt emits specific frequencies that alter electromagnetic fields around objects. And your wallet? It's the most powerful object you possess for manifesting money. Think about it. How many times a day do you touch your wallet? How many times a day do you think about it? How many times a day do you emit emotional energy directed towards it? Your wallet is the focal point of your financial energy. And if it's contaminated with invisible crystals of scarcity, all your prosperity will be blocked at the source. Rachel discovered this when she noticed a terrible pattern. Every time she put money in her wallet, something would happen within 48 hours that forced her to spend it. Emergencies, problems, needs that appeared out of nowhere. It was like her wallet was a door that only opened to let money out, never to let it in. Until the night she applied Kat's protocol for the first time, she took coarse sea salt and did exactly what the secret instructions said. The next morning, she woke up to a life-changing phone call. It was an unknown number, a company offering a job she'd never even applied for, with a salary 80% higher than her previous one, and they wanted her to start immediately. Coincidence? Rachel no longer believed in coincidences after discovering how salt really works. Sea salt isn't just sodium chloride, it's crystallized memory of oceanic abundance. Each grain carries the electromagnetic frequency of the infinite prosperity that exists in the sea. When you put sea salt in your wallet the right way, you're reprogramming the energetic field of that object, transforming it from a financial black hole into a magnet of wealth. But there's a specific way, an exact protocol. And if you do it wrong, you can create the opposite effect. Kat discovered this by studying ancient traditions. Arab merchants always carried salt in their money pouches. Chinese traders blessed their wallets with sea salt before trade journeys. Venetian bankers kept salt crystals in their vaults. It wasn't superstition, it was applied energetic science. And the church hid this for centuries because financially independent people don't need institutions to survive. Kat's protocol has 7 steps that must be followed exactly in the correct order. First step, the purification of the wallet. Remove everything from your wallet. Absolutely everything. Money, cards, documents, receipts, everything. Leave it completely empty. Take a damp cloth and clean every inch of the inside of the wallet. You're removing invisible crystals of scarcity that have accumulated over the years. Feel the energetic weight, leaving the leather as you clean. Second step, the activation of the sea salt. Take 3 teaspoons of coarse sea salt. Not refined salt, not regular table salt. It needs to be sea salt that has maintained its original crystalline structure. Place the salt in the palm of your left hand and hold it for 3 minutes. Visualize golden light entering the salt crystals. You're activating the memory of abundance that each grain carries. Third step, the energetic programming. Still with the salt in your palm, say in a low voice, "These crystals now carry the frequency of infinite prosperity. Transform my wallet into a magnet of wealth." You'll feel the crystals warming in your hand. There's a sign that the energetic programming is working. Fourth step, the strategic implantation. Open your wallet and spread the activated salt crystals in all the compartments, not just where the money goes. in all the spaces where cards, documents, and coins go. Each crystal is creating a point of magnetic attraction for money. The more points, the stronger the energetic field. Fifth step, the first magnetization. Put back only one item in your wallet, a bill, any amount. This bill will act as an energetic anchor, attracting other bills of the same frequency. Close your wallet and hold it in both hands for 2 minutes. Visualize your wallet as a door that now only opens to let money in, never unnecessarily out. Sixth step, the nightly protection. During the first night after applying the protocol, leave your wallet under your bed. The salt crystals need to absorb your personal energy during sleep to create a specific magnetic connection with you. It's during this first night that the energetic transformation happens. Rachel woke up feeling that something had fundamentally changed in her relationship with money. Seventh step, the daily activation. The next morning, take your wallet and add your other items normally, but keep the salt crystals inside permanently. Each week, add 3 more sea salt crystals. You're gradually intensifying the magnetic field. Rachel followed the protocol exactly as Kat had instructed, and the results were immediate. On the first day, she found $50 on the street. On the second day, she received a refund she'd forgotten about. On the third day, a client paid an old debt without her even asking. It was as if her wallet had become a magnet that attracted money from all directions. But the real magic began in the second week. Rachel realized she wasn't just attracting money. She was attracting money-making opportunities, job offers, business ideas, lucrative contacts. It was amazing. The salt crystals had transformed her wallet into an antenna, a powerful antenna that picked up prosperity frequencies from the universe. And there's a scientific explanation for this. Researchers at Stanford University discovered that sea salt maintains an electromagnetic charge indefinitely when protected from moisture, and this charge interacts with personal energy fields, amplifying specific intentions. Her wallet, charged with activated salt crystals, became an amplifier of her intention for prosperity. Every time she touched it, she was sending a magnetic signal to the universe. I attract money naturally. But there's a secret within the secret that Kat discovered while studying extreme cases. The type of salt makes a dramatic difference in the results. Dead sea salt produces results 300% more intense than ordinary sea salt. Himalayan salt creates financial magnetism that lasts for years. Hawaiian volcanic salt specifically attracts passive income opportunities. Rachel tested them all and discovered that dead sea salt is the most powerful for rapid financial transformations. She applied the protocol with dead sea salt on a Friday. By the following Monday, she received an offer to buy a project she'd given up on 2 years ago, for an amount she hadn't even dreamed of receiving. The Dead Sea crystals had created such an intense magnetic field that they attracted prosperity from the past. But there's something you need to know about the protocol before you apply it. It works too fast for some people. Maria applied the protocol on a Wednesday. On Thursday, she won $10,000 in the lottery. On Friday, she received an unexpected inheritance. On Saturday, she was promoted with a 100% salary increase. It was too much money coming in too fast. She wasn't psychologically prepared to manage so much abundance at once, and that's why Kat developed the gradual protocol for people who've never had much money. Instead of putting salt in all the compartments of your wallet at once, you start with just one compartment. Each week you add salt to another compartment. This allows your psyche to gradually adjust to the new reality of abundance. But there's a sign that you're ready for the complete protocol from the start. If you've had money before and lost it due to external circumstances, you can apply the intense protocol immediately. Your mind already knows abundance, it just needs to reactivate the frequency. Rachel fit this profile. She had been prosperous in the past, but lost everything in a complicated divorce. The salt simply reactivated her natural frequency of prosperity. And there's an even more surprising discovery about Kat's protocol. It works not only to attract new money, it works to recover lost money. Carlos applied the protocol after losing $50,000 in a fraudulent investment. In 3 months, he recovered 80% of the amount through unexpected channels. The salt crystals created a magnetic field that literally brought back financial energy that had been stolen from him. This happens because money is energy, and energy is not destroyed, it only transforms. The salt crystals magnetize dispersed financial energy and redirect it back to you. It's as if you're creating a magnet specific to your own lost prosperity. But the most impressive thing is how the protocol changes your psychological relationship with money. Before the salt, Rachel was terrified to open her wallet. Every time she looked inside, she felt anxiety, as if she were going to see an empty bank account. After the salt, she developed genuine joy when opening her wallet. Even when there was little money there, she felt gratitude and positive expectation. She knew the crystals were working to attract more. This change in emotional energy is what really magnetizes prosperity. Money is attracted to joy, gratitude, and positive expectation. It's repelled by fear, anxiety, and negative expectation. The salt crystals transformed Rachel's wallet into a constant generator of positive energy related to money. And there's an additional ritual that multiplies the results by 10. Once a month during the new moon, remove all the salt crystals from your wallet and replace them with new crystals. But don't throw the old crystals away. Dissolve them in water and use this water to water plants or pour it down the drain. You are returning to the earth the energy of scarcity that the crystals have absorbed, allowing it to be transmuted into abundance for other people. It's a complete cycle of energetic transformation. Rachel has been doing this ritual religiously for 6 months, and with each crystal change, her ability to attract money increases exponentially. Last month, she attracted 3 times more money than in the first month after starting the protocol. The crystals are becoming increasingly magnetized to her specific frequency of prosperity, but there's a responsibility that comes with this knowledge. Kat always warned, true abundance only comes to those who use it wisely. If you apply the protocol only to selfishly accumulate money, the crystals stop working. The salt magnetizes prosperity that will be used for the greater good, to take care of family, help those in need, invest in dreams that benefit the world. Rachel discovered this when she tried to use the protocol to win the lottery just to buy superfluous things. For 2 weeks, nothing happened. The crystals had stopped working. She returned to her original intention of using abundance for security and to help others. Immediately, the results returned. The salt crystals have their own consciousness. They know when your intention is pure. And there's one last secret that Kat revealed only to more advanced students. The salt protocol can be expanded to magnetize all objects related to your money, your bank account, your investments, your home, your workplace. Even your cell phone, if you use it for financial transactions. Each object can be magnetized with salt crystals to become a point of attraction for prosperity. Rachel expanded the protocol gradually. She placed salt under the computer where she works, salt in the corners of the office, salt in a small sachet inside the bag where she carries credit cards. She created a complete network of magnetic points that attract money from multiple directions. The result? In 6 months, she multiplied her income by 8, not by working more hours, by creating an energetic field of abundance around her that naturally attracts financial opportunities. And you can create the same energetic field starting tonight. Get some coarse sea salt. Activate the crystals with your intention. Strategically place them in your wallet and sleep with your magnetized wallet under your bed. Tomorrow, observe how your relationship with money begins to shift. It's not just the money that might arrive. It's the energy you feel, the confidence you develop, the certainty that your wallet is now a door opening to infinite abundance. Because that's what truly happens when you apply Kat's protocol. Your wallet stops being a financial graveyard where money dies and becomes a garden where prosperity flourishes. The invisible crystals of scarcity are replaced by luminous crystals of abundance. The door that only opened to let money out now only opens to let money in. And that strange resistance you felt every time you needed to spend money? Gone. Replaced by a natural flow, as if the universe is conspiring to keep your wallet full. Rachel feels this every day for 6 months now. And you can feel it too. Starting tomorrow morning, the salt is in your kitchen. Your wallet is waiting to be transformed. The abundance crystals are waiting to be activated by your intention. The only question is, will you continue carrying a wallet that repels money, or will you transform it into the magnet of wealth it can become? Kat left the secret. Rachel proved it works. Thousands have confirmed the results. Now it's your turn to discover the power of invisible crystals in your wallet. Apply the protocol tonight and tomorrow. Wake up to a wallet that finally works in your favor, a wallet that attracts instead of repels, a wallet that opens doors instead of closing them, a wallet magnetized for the abundance you deserve. But before applying the protocol, I need to tell you about the 3 levels of magnetization Kat discovered. What you've learned so far is only the first level, the most basic, but not the most powerful. Rachel discovered the other levels when her prosperity hit a plateau after 6 months. Money kept coming, but she knew there was much more power hidden within the salt crystals. That's when she met Thomas, a man who had studied directly with Kat in the final years of her life, a man who knew secrets that were never written down. Thomas revealed that Kat developed 3 progressive levels of financial magnetization using salt. Level 1, basic money attraction, what you just learned. Level 2, exponential income multiplication. Level 3, instant manifestation of specific amounts. Each level uses different types of salt, in specific combinations, with more complex rituals, and the results are proportionally more extraordinary. Thomas had applied the second level 3 years ago. In 12 months, his monthly income jumped from $3,000 to $45,000 without changing jobs, without starting a business, just by magnetizing his wallet with the correct combination of salts. The second level uses a mixture of 3 types of salt in specific proportions: 40% Dead Sea salt for intense attraction, 30% Himalayan salt for magnetic stability, 30% Hawaiian volcanic salt for exponential multiplication. But it's not just about mixing and putting it in your wallet. It's a ritual that takes 7 consecutive nights to complete. Night 1, activating the Dead Sea salt with intentions of abundance. Night 2, programming the Himalayan salt for financial stability. Night 3, charging the volcanic salt with multiplication energy. Night 4, first fusion of the 3 salts under a white candlelight. Night 5, second fusion with the addition of moon water, water exposed to the full moon. Night 6, third fusion with programming specific income values. Night 7, final implantation in the wallet with a permanent energy seal. Thomas did exactly that in January 2021. In February, he received an unexpected promotion. In March, he started receiving royalties from an old project he had forgotten about. In April, an investment he had given up on multiplied tenfold. The salt mixture had created such an intense magnetic field that it attracted money from different time dimensions: past, present, and future. Rachel decided to try the second level. She got the 3 types of salt and followed the ritual exactly as Thomas taught her. During the 7 nights, she felt energy progressively growing around her wallet. On the 7th night, when she implanted the final mixture, she woke up at 3 a.m. with a clear vision. She saw golden currents connecting her wallet to invisible vaults scattered around the world. The next morning, she received a call that changed everything. It was an international company offering a 6-month consulting contract. The amount? 3 times her previous annual income. And they wanted her to work remotely, only 4 hours a day. The salt mixture had attracted an opportunity from a different country. But Thomas warned about something crucial. The second level requires intense psychological preparation. When money starts arriving in amounts you never imagined, your mind can panic, he explained. It's as if the universe is testing if you're ready to manage real abundance. Rachel went through this. In the second week after applying the second level, she started receiving job offers every day. There was so much money available that she didn't know which one to choose. And she went into an anxiety crisis. Her mind, conditioned to scarcity for decades, couldn't process so much abundance simultaneously. It was as if the salt crystals had opened floodgates she wasn't prepared to control. Thomas then taught her the psychological stabilization protocol. Sudden abundance without mental preparation can destroy a person, he said. Kat saw this happen many times. That's why she developed specific exercises to expand the capacity to receive. The stabilization protocol consists of 3 daily practices during the first month after applying the second level. Morning, visualization of controlled abundance. Afternoon, affirmations of worthiness. Night, gratitude for growing prosperity. Rachel did it religiously, and in 2 weeks, her anxiety about abundance transformed into natural confidence. She learned to navigate between multiple opportunities with clarity. She learned to choose projects that not only paid well, but also fulfilled her professionally. She learned that true abundance includes the freedom to choose. 6 months later, she was living a life she never dreamed was possible, but Thomas had more secrets to reveal. "Rachel," he said one Sunday afternoon, "are you ready to meet the third level?" The third level of magnetization is the most powerful and dangerous of all. It allows you to manifest specific amounts of money at set times, but it requires extreme spiritual maturity. Kat only taught the third level to 12 people in her entire life, Thomas revealed, and 3 of them went mad with the power. The third level uses black salt from the Dead Sea, a rare substance that can only be collected during lunar eclipses. This salt carries dimensional frequencies that connect directly to the universal source of abundance. But here's the danger. When you can manifest any amount you desire whenever you want, you can lose connection with purpose and gratitude. You might become addicted to manifestation for the power itself. Of the 12 people Kat taught, 3 went insane with greed. They began to compulsively manifest money without purpose until the universe cut their connection completely. They ended up poorer than before. 3 others used the power wisely, but voluntarily decided to stop using it because they found it too dangerous. Only 6 people in the world have kept the third level active in a healthy way, and Thomas was one of them. The secret, he explained, is to never manifest for yourself, only to serve higher purposes. Thomas used the third level exclusively to create funds that helped families in need. He manifested specific amounts and donated them anonymously. He kept only what he needed to live comfortably, and the universe rewarded his generosity by keeping the power active. Rachel was fascinated, but also scared. "Can I learn?" she asked. Thomas studied her silently for a few minutes. "You have purity of intention," he finally said, "but you need to pass 3 tests first. The 3 tests assess whether a person is ready for the power of instant manifestation. First test, resist greed for 90 days. Thomas gave Rachel a significant amount of money and instructed her not to spend anything on herself for 3 months, only on basic needs and helping others. If she succeeded, it would prove she wouldn't be corrupted by power. Second test, manifest something for someone else. Rachel would have to use basic manifestation techniques to create abundance in the life of someone she didn't even know well. If she could attract prosperity for a stranger, it would prove her power wasn't selfish. Third test, voluntarily renounce the power. After using a limited version of the third level only once, Rachel would have to promise she would never use it again unless Thomas authorized it. If she could renounce power for the sake of power, it would prove spiritual maturity. Rachel accepted the tests. The first was the hardest. For 90 days, she received more money than ever before, but could only use it for basic needs and charity. Several times she felt like buying superfluous things, but she resisted. She learned the difference between wanting and needing. She discovered that most of her shopping desires were empty impulses, not real needs. At the end of 90 days, she felt a strange freedom, not being a slave to her own material desires. The second test was surprising. Thomas chose a random woman who worked as a cleaner in a hospital. Rachel had never spoken to her, but she received the mission to attract $10,000 into this woman's life in 30 days. Rachel applied visualization techniques and focused intention for a month. On the 28th day, the cleaner won exactly $10,000 in a company raffle she didn't even know existed. Rachel had proven she could manifest abundance for others. The third test was the most revealing. Thomas taught her a limited version of the third level and allowed her to manifest an amount of her choice, only once. Rachel chose $50,000 and followed the black salt protocol under a lunar eclipse. In 72 hours, she received exactly that amount through an unexpected consulting opportunity. The power was real, it was impressive, and it was addictive. Rachel felt a euphoria she had never experienced. It was like being a goddess of abundance, able to materialize any amount through mere intention. But then Thomas asked, "Now, renounce using this power again until I authorize it." The renunciation was harder than Rachel imagined. For 3 days, she was tempted to apply the protocol again. The feeling of absolute power over money was almost irresistible, but she resisted, and on the 4th day, the compulsion disappeared. "Congratulations," Thomas said. You passed the 3 tests, but now I'm going to ask you something that may seem contradictory. What? Never use the 3rd level. Rachel was confused. But I passed the tests. Thomas smiled. Exactly. You proved you have the maturity not to need it. The 2nd level already gives you more abundance than 99% of people dream of having. The 3rd level is for extreme situations of universal need. When would that happen? If there were a global crisis where millions of people needed urgent financial help, I would authorize you to use the 3rd level to create emergency funds. Until that happens, the 2nd level is more than enough. Rachel understood. The real test wasn't proving she could use the power, it was proving she didn't need to use it. And she discovered something surprising. Renouncing ultimate power made her feel more powerful, not less. Because true power isn't about being able to do anything. It's about having the wisdom to know what should be done. But Thomas had one more revelation about Kat's secrets. There is a 4th level, he said. But that can only be taught by Kat personally. What do you mean? She died decades ago. Thomas smiled mysteriously. Kat's body died but her spirit continues to teach special people through dreams and visions. Is that real? 5 people have reported learning advanced manifestation techniques through dreams with Kat. Techniques that were never written or taught by her in life. And did they work? One of those people is now one of the richest women in the world. Another created a fund that has already helped 500,000 poor families. The techniques worked beyond any known measure. Rachel was intrigued. How does someone have these dreams? It's not something you can force, Thomas explained. It happens when you demonstrate extreme dedication to the financial well-being of other people, when your own abundance becomes an instrument of service. And if that happens to me, if it happens, you'll know. The dreams with Kat are unmistakable. She appears in a golden laboratory surrounded by giant crystals and teaches techniques that defy the laws of physics. Rachel decided to live in a way that deserved that visit if she were destined to have it. She began using her growing abundance to create scholarships for underprivileged youth. She started teaching the basic SALT protocol for free to people struggling financially. She became a channel of abundance instead of just a recipient. And 6 months later it happened. Rachel woke up at 3:33 a.m. with the vivid memory of an extraordinary dream. She was in a golden laboratory, surrounded by crystals the size of people, and a white-haired woman was teaching her techniques she'd never imagined possible. It was Kat. In the dream, Kat showed how salt could be used not only to attract money, but to heal financial relationships between people, how to resolve ancestral debts, how to break spiritual contracts that keep entire families in poverty. And she taught the most advanced protocol of all, transforming anyone into a magnet of abundance through energy transmission. When you completely master the salt, Kat said in the dream, you can teach others to master it simply through touch. You can transfer financial magnetism from your wallet to someone else's wallet. Rachel woke up, knowing exactly how to do it. She first tested it with her sister, who had been unemployed for 8 months. She touched her sister's wallet for 2 minutes, transferring the magnetic energy from the salt crystals in her own wallet. Within a week, her sister received 3 job offers. The transmission worked. Rachel had become not only a magnetically prosperous person, but a multiplier of prosperity for others. And she discovered that the more abundance she created for others, the more her own abundance multiplied. It was an infinite cycle of shared prosperity. But Kat had warned about something crucial in the dream. This knowledge should never be commercialized, she said. The moment you charge to teach these secrets, they stop working. Abundance comes only to those who share freely. Rachel understood why so many financial gurus are frauds. They commercialize secrets that only work when given freely, and she made a decision that changed her life forever. She would dedicate the rest of her existence to teaching the SALT protocols to people in need, without ever charging a cent. She created a silent movement. People she taught began teaching others, each one multiplying abundance and creating more multipliers. In 2 years, more than 10,000 people had learned at least the basic protocol through Rachel's network. And something extraordinary began to happen. Entire regions where these people lived began to prosper economically, as if the collective energy of abundance was transforming even the local economy. Researchers began to notice strange patterns. Cities where many people practiced SALT protocols had lower unemployment rates, more thriving businesses, even more efficient public policies. It was as if abundance was contagious on an energetic level. And Rachel realized she had discovered something much bigger than personal prosperity techniques. She had found a way to economically transform entire society, one magnetized wallet at a time. But there are still deeper secrets hidden in the salt crystals that not even Kat fully revealed. Thomas told of recent discoveries made by people who have applied the protocols for more than 5 consecutive years. Apparently, salt crystals kept in wallets for long periods develop their own consciousness. They begin to make decisions about which opportunities to attract, based on what will be best for the bearer in the long term. It's as if the crystals become spiritual financial advisors. Maria, one of Thomas's first students, has been carrying the same salt crystals for 7 years. She swears they now protect her from bad investments and direct her to opportunities she wouldn't even notice on her own. It's like having a financial guardian angel living in my wallet, she explains, and there is evidence that the crystals really develop intelligence. People who use the protocol for years report that they begin to hear intuitive financial guidance. They instinctively know when an opportunity is good or bad. They feel energetic warnings before financial losses. The crystals are educating their financial intuition. Rachel experiences this constantly now. Before any important financial decision, she internally consults her salt crystals, and she has never regretted following the guidance she receives. It's as if the crystals have access to information that her conscious mind cannot process. But perhaps the most impressive discovery is about the energetic inheritance of the crystals. When someone who has used salt crystals for years dies, the magnetic energy of those crystals can be transferred to family members through a specific ritual. It's a form of spiritual inheritance. Instead of just leaving money for your children, you leave the ability to attract money infinitely. Thomas inherited the salt crystals from his mentor, who had used them for 15 years, and he swears they already arrived to him, trained to attract prosperity. It was like inheriting 15 years of financial experience in already programmed crystals, he explains. This discovery completely changes the concept of family wealth. Instead of accumulating money to leave for descendants, you can create lineages of financial magnetism that last for generations. Rachel is now preparing special crystals to leave for her nieces and nephews. Crystals that carry not only her magnetic energy, but all the knowledge she has acquired about abundance. It's like creating a spiritual university on prosperity, condensed into a few grains of salt. And Thomas revealed the final secret that Kat never taught publicly. Salt crystals from people who have been very prosperous for many years can be used to create seeds of abundance for entire communities. The protocol works like this. You take crystals that have been used for at least 5 years by someone very prosperous, grind them into powder, and spread this powder in strategic locations in a city or region. The powder magnetizes the entire area for collective abundance. It has been tested 3 times, Thomas revealed. All 3 times, the region experienced extraordinary economic growth in the following years. Rachel was fascinated. Where was it tested? A city in the interior of Minas Gerais, one in Rio Grande do Sul, and one in Bahia. All became inexplicable poles of prosperity for their size and location. And nobody knows it was because of the salt. Residents think it was luck. Economists can't explain it. Only we know the truth. Rachel realized she hadn't just stumbled upon a personal abundance technique, but a spiritual technology capable of transforming entire regions economically. And she made an even bolder decision. She would begin preparing abundance seed to spread throughout impoverished communities, one region at a time, without fanfare, without recognition, simply silently multiplying prosperity across the nation. It was the natural evolution of everything she'd learned. From a woman with a wallet that repelled money, Rachel had become a national abundance sower. And it all started with a few sea salt crystals activated with pure intention. Now you know not only the basic protocol, but the entire depth of what's possible with salt and financial magnetism, from transforming your own wallet into a magnet of wealth, to sowing abundance for entire cities. The power is literally in your kitchen. The crystals are awaiting your activation. Your wallet is waiting to be transformed from a money repellent into a magnet of prosperity. The only question that remains is, how far do you want to take this knowledge? Do you just want to improve your own financial situation? Do you want to become a multiplier of abundance for others? Do you want to participate in the silent economic transformation that's happening in the world? All of these possibilities begin with the same first step: 3 tablespoons of sea salt, an empty wallet, a pure intention of abundance, and the courage to discover that you've always had the power to attract infinite prosperity. Rachel discovered this. Thomas proved it. Kat revealed it. Now it's your turn to live it. Grab the salt tonight. Activate the crystals with your intention. Transform your wallet into an abundance antenna. And tomorrow, begin living in a world where your prosperity isn't limited by external circumstances, but magnetized by the crystallized wisdom you carry in your pocket. A world where every time you touch your wallet, you're connecting with infinite abundance. A world where invisible crystals work 24/7 to attract opportunities you never dreamed were possible. This world is only a night away. The salt awaits. Your wallet awaits. Your magnetized prosperity awaits. Wake up rich tomorrow, forever.